The first time I heard about Rationale was when I was working in France, and all of my colleagues were talking about this fancy new high-tech piece of equipment that could just do everything. I'm Stephen Clark, Executive Chef for Chop Steakhouse, and we're here in beautiful Saskatoon, opening our newest Chop location. As the Executive Chef for Chop, I'm responsible for all of the menu development and all of the food that comes to life here and gets in front of our guests. I'm really lucky to have Chef Garrett as a partner on this one because I get to look after all the creative stuff and figure out how the rationale and the food work together, and he gets to figure out how the kitchen is laid out and how the rationales work with our people.
So I'm Chef Garrett Jette. I'm the regional chef for the brand. My role is very dynamic, wear a lot of different hats throughout our company, things in marketing, food development, kitchen design. First time I was able to work hands-on with Rationale was probably around 13 or 14 years ago. And at that time, I was doing a lot of pastry. Everyone knows that baking requires so much precision. You know, you could have this oven and it was able to proof your bread and then go straight into baking it, and it would come out perfect, and the moisture content was great. For a piece of equipment to deliver that level of precision so consistently, even 13 or 14 years ago, was incredible.
My first experience working with Rationale was my fascination with how easily it could be programmed, and you could just walk away. It was like having somebody else watching your food for you.
I've been always kind of watching what Rationale had been doing since then.
So you can see how the cheese is kind of bubbling, the sauce is getting hot.
The newer Rationales have really given us the ability to open a lot of doors that were never opened before because the technology is able to be shrunken down. That allows us to start looking at our entire equipment package, how everything's laid out. Once we have our environment set, we can cook a lot of different types of food in the same environment. It's not like having 10 different pieces that sometimes get used. We have a handful of pieces that get a lot of use. So it just gives us a way bigger head start than we would have had if we were using traditional equipment.
So one of the things we were worried about putting Rationales in our kitchen is that our cooks would start to feel like they had stopped learning how to cook. It couldn't be further from the truth, because now they see how perfect the food is coming out, and they're even more invigorated to learn how it happened and dig a little bit deeper into the science of it.
Because the learning curve is shortened, we can cross-train our team on more stations than we would before because it's more approachable to their skill set. And you know, the smaller you can make the kitchen, the more efficient you can make it. It's easier to clean, it's less rent. Things that were maybe 12 steps before are now 2 or 3.
The biggest thing I've noticed from having Rationale, especially on either end of our line, is how many different things we can cook at the same time. Consistency is important in your business because you're only as good as your worst product.
The consistency and flavor and tenderness is just on another level.
Green vegetables got brighter and crunchier. Soups got quicker to make.
The aroma and the flavor and just how the color and smell of everything was so much more prominent.
Having everything come out at the same time or within seconds of each other is a huge asset.
As our restaurants age, they're going to require renovations. So when we're looking at a store that's a little bit older, we jump at the opportunity to convert those kitchens into our new model that uses Rationale, and we get a really strong return on our investment there. We're able to schedule about 25% less labor than we did before.
Before Rationale, we used to have 2 cooks manning one station on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. And now 2 cooks are needed on a New Year's Eve and a Valentine's Day, and that's it. The rest of the time, it's manageable by 1 individual.
We are able to pay back with productivity and food waste savings and other things. We can pay for that whole equipment package in under a year. Having the ability to use the Rationale in the evening or in our downtime or overnight just unlocks that labor productivity. It was a pretty quick transition once we realized how that was going to help our business.